Okay, says I'm live. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Ruth. Yes, you are early. I'm right on time. I pride myself on that. Hardly ever late. And if I'm late, it's because I didn't want to go at all. So, yeah, I got fun stuff today. I'm excited and a lot of postcards. I just got another one that I haven't even looked at yet. So, hi, Kat. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun. We'll let a few people get in here and then we'll start digging into these postcards. I've gotten some really good ones. You guys, there's still time to participate if you want. I think they're not due until October 19th. So you've got a month to get them done and get them in. I got Sharon's. I'll show you Sharon. She sent me, hi, Sharon. Hi, Regina. Hey, Raul. Yeah, I've got some really good ones. Hi, Linda. I got Linda Rentz's I'm going to show today. So, yeah, I've got a big old stack here. But yeah, there's still time. If you're international, it might be iffy, but I've been getting mail from the UK in 1 week. Now, Canada, I can't say that, but UK, man, they are handling that mail promptly. Hi, CB. I got CBs I'm going to show. Hi, Leah. So, yeah, I'm excited to show them. I'm excited to pass them out, too, and let you guys get yours, because that's always so much fun to get your swap return back. Hi, Terry. I got Terry's, too. Going to show hers. So, and I don't really know. I don't keep track of who's contacted me or anything like that. So I don't know how many I should expect. I'm just really happy with the participation so far. It's been awesome, really awesome. And everybody's doing good, which tells me, because one of the requirements for this was, oh, I forgot to turn my lights on, was to use your stamps. So that makes me wonder if people weren't excited about using their stamps. I know I have so many that I don't use, and so I was happy to use my stamps. Yeah, the lights make a big difference, don't they? I have an hour and a half to get ready between Dee Dee and me. You'd think I could get the lights turned on, right? You mailed yours Friday, Regina. Awesome. That means next Monday, I'll probably be showing yours if you're US. But yeah, the UK mail has been pronto, really fast. So, and then I bought some stuff because of that. Ooh, speak of the devil, that damn Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee. But I'm really happy about it. And you guys, I just told Dee Dee this. I adulted. These paints, I think, came Saturday. And I opened the package. I heard that. I knew you heard it because I saw your name before I said it. But yeah, I think I got them on Saturday. And we were kind of busy Saturday. And so I took them out of the package, but I did not touch them. I haven't done anything. And so I have not put a paintbrush in these paints that I'm going to show you guys a little bit later. Can't believe it. Adulting is really not like me. And then yesterday we had company all day, so I didn't really get a chance. But I did get to watch a couple of videos about them, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to impart any valuable information, but maybe it was helpful for me. We'll see. Who knows? So anyway, thanks, you guys. I know I adulted 2 days in a row, Terry. 2 days in a row. Hi, Barbara Clark. I know. I'm entitled to some award or something. So if you want to send me an award, I qualify, right? So anyway, let's start looking, because this one from Sharon is going to take a while, and I'm going to try and do them in the order I got them, but I don't really know, really. Hey, Bossy Butt. Bossy said she's mailing hers today, I think she said. But yeah, so next week I'll have more. But one day I got like 4 of them. It was just like, woohoo. All right, let me put that back in. Sharon, you sent me such cute stuff. Let me show you cards first, and then I'll go through the other Happy Mail. I'll take them out of their little package. And there were no rules about how you used your stamps or how many you used or anything like this. So collage such as these and the ones CB sent, everything is acceptable. Because I can tell that she stamped Happy Halloween and Trick or Treat and then collaged onto the substrate. I can't get this camera just right. I want you to be able to see the cards. But look at how cute. And then she did the back. Here's a flower because you're amazing. So somebody's going to get this and you're going to be amazing too. But look at that stamp. That one is so cute. And each one is different. So, but they all have the Happy Halloween and Trick or Treat on them. Little spider web. Adorable. I'm going to have to try this kind of collage, you know, like cut out a main image and then layer the papers like Dee Dee did this morning. They always come out so cool. And I don't believe I've ever done it, really. I mean, I've layered stuff. And there's another different little stamp. Let's see what was on the back of this one. Same little guy. Yeah. Look at him. Dracula cat. Sharon, these are so flippin' adorable. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Look at ghost is spelled G-O-A-S-T. That's so cute. Little ghost stampage. So if you participate, you might get one of these. Aren't they adorable, CB? Put them back in their little thing. And then the rest of this stuff I don't have to put back in the envelope. I try and keep everything pretty much intact like I got it because I live in fear of screwing the whole works up, which I probably would be famous for. And then she sent me, surprise, surprise, 2 packages of Snark. We'll look at it. Some of it I have already, and who knows, I might just stick some of this in you guys' envelopes coming back to you or put it on the envelope or something. Generally, when I get stuff in these swap packages, I do like to share it. And I'm sorry if you can hear the blower outside the window. I just asked Robert to do that, which was really stupid of me, but what the hell. I don't watch porn. I read it like a lady. Dumb bitch juice. I won't, if I do this, don't take anything I might put on your envelope or stick in your package personally, okay? Because it'll be just random. I promise. And I know you guys aren't going to believe me, but you can believe me. Another day completely ruined by adult responsibility. That's how I felt the last 2 days. I run on caffeine, sarcasm, and inappropriate thoughts. Nobody knows my only weakness. It's Amazon, I'm just going to tell you. Hot girls hit curbs. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Jesus loves you. Everybody else thinks you're an asshole. My level of sarcasm is to a point where I don't even know if I'm kidding or not. I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. I think I will cause problems on purpose. Now, I would never say something like that. I feel like garbage. My brain has too many tabs open. I feel that a lot of days, but it's getting better. Everything is getting under control. I really wish I weren't here right now. No, I'm happy to be here right now. And yet, despite the look on my face, you're still talking. This could be one of my very favorite snark quotes ever. Everything happens for no reason. Didn't stab anyone today. I always feel happy about that. I'm not qualified to diagnose you, but I do have some theories. Here's sarcasm, like the periodic table. I like this one too. Whoever designed that was very clever. I'm actually not funny. I'm really just mean, and people think I'm joking. Nothing is impossible. Illegal? Yeah. Stupid? Most definitely, but not impossible. A little nervous breakdown can work wonders for a girl. Ha 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 ha. No. In my defense, I was left unsupervised. I could say that most days. They are cute. I love me some good snark. They'll go in, the ones that I don't have already will definitely go in the snark book. But I'm getting to the point where it's hard to tell which ones I have and which ones I don't. Yeah. But that's okay. Never stopped me before. All right. I'm having a hard time getting it back in. And then this one has a few in it as well. So I will happily share with you guys. Right, CB? Perfect snark. I am currently unsupervised. I know, freaks me out too, but the possibilities are endless. Go climb a cactus. Now that one I've never seen before, but I do like it. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. No, you're right. Let's do it the dumbest way possible because it's easier for you. Oh, I offended you with my opinion? You should hear the ones I keep to myself. Hi, Starla. I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment? Swearing might help. That's my life motto. Even duct tape can't fix stupid, but it can muffle the sound. Dee Dee's daughter Denise sent me that one before. Remember to drink to stay hydrated while you suffer. Professional overthinker. I've never seen that one before. 2% girl, 98% anxiety. Stupid people are like glow sticks. I want to snap them and shake the bleep. What do I care? Shake the shit out of them until the light comes on. Those are good. I've not seen that one either. People are like glow sticks. Hi, Goldie. We're going through the postcards for the postcard swap. And I don't know if you've heard about it, but Dee Dee and I are hosting a postcard swap. And the deadline is October 19th. Am I right about that, Dee Dee? Anyway, all the specifics about it are on Dee Dee Willingham's community page. So you can go there. And if you need my address, just get a hold of me on Instagram. Here's my email. I'll put it in chat. Oops, what the heck? I didn't want that. Go away. No. Okay, you guys, I've lost my chat. I don't know how to get out of it. Did I disappear? Hi, Tori. I hit the back button and it kicked me all the way out. So I wish I wasn't in charge of the controls around here, but sadly, here we are. Walk toward the light. Exactly. And Sharon, I cannot thank you enough for fussy cutting these for me. She fussy cut these for me because I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting. So look at, I got some of these cute little girls and she fussy cut for them. That's so nice of you. Look at her. Oh, could she be saying something or what? So look at all of them, little fairies. This, honestly, this makes me think of my mother because my mother was a huge fan of fairies. So it could be Ruth, but no, I did that myself. I hit the back button and I did it quite on purpose to get rid of that, whatever that thing that popped up was. I need to learn to run the equipment around here. And then she made this little collage with koalas. Isn't that cute? I love that background paper, Sharon. And she colored it, you know. It's very cool. Very, very cool. And what do you think this monkey will be saying? I definitely am going to have to put these in the napkin journal or something. Because he is just ripe for some snark. And then, dun, 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 dun. Hang on here. Look at it. Look at it. A whole magazine about apes. And I, honest to God, I will read this. Looking at a UFO? No, he's looking at some dumb person who desperately deserves to be slapped upside the head. But look at these, all these monkeys. This is one of those magazines that as much as I would want to cut it up, I probably won't. So Sharon, thank you so much. Look at that. Was his name Bongo? Somebody's going to know this in chat. Wasn't Ronald Reagan in a movie? Maybe it was even named Bongo, and I haven't read this yet, but I'm almost sure that it's Bongo. J. Fred Muggs? Bonzo. Okay, you guys are onto it. Bonzo. I think Bonzo is right, Kat. But then look at this one. That guy's name is, I think that's Magilla Gorilla, isn't it? Oh, okay. J. Fred Muggs was the TV one. Okay, I don't know which one that is. But Ronald Reagan was such a handsome man. He was so handsome. Anyway, I'll read the article and know next time I talk about it. And there's Tarzan with Jane and the monkey. Magilla Gorilla, right? Childhood coming right at you. He was saying, must remember not to wipe after cutting chilies. Exactly, Tori. So yeah, these are all the famous apes, simians of cinema. Whatever editor came up with that headline, I'll bet they went and kissed themselves in the mirror. I bet they went, simians of cinema. Man, you deserve a kiss today. Daddy. Awesome magazine, though, and I will read it. How smart are they? I've always wondered that. How smart exactly are they? And which one really is Daddy? Famous apes. So many different kinds, right? And there needs to be better GIFs. Is that how you pronounce it? GIFs of monkeys. I would send monkey GIFs all the time. Careful and gangly gibbons. Real life Bigfoot. Well, that would be my son, Jamie. If you saw a picture of him, you'd swear to God he was Bigfoot. Huge, tall, with hair on his face. Look at him. Nothing better than a chimpanzee. So yeah, now you know what I'm going to be reading the next few days. And the reason I haven't already started breezing through it is because I was wanting to keep it intact. Bedtime for Bonzo. There you go, Ruth. That's what it was. Bedtime for Bonzo. So Sharon, thank you so much. I'm not, well, I will put this stuff back in for the time being, and I'll throw it all over the floor. I loved your cards. Y'all are really, really talented. All right, next one on the bottom is from Lena. Now, Lena did a video of hers. So if you watch Lena's videos, you've seen this. She made me this one just because I'm special. Duh. It's 20 minutes past noon my time, Raul. So let me pull this down in. Look at how cute. She has a whole collection of these gorgeous girls, and I love them. I never bought any of the gorgeous girl stamps. Now I want to kick myself in the butt because you can use them so well. And Lena was talking in her stream when she was showing these about how versatile they are. You can use them for anything. These girls weren't necessarily Halloween or fall or anything like that, but with the other stamps she incorporated, she turned it into something that met the requirements, which was very, very clever. And then she wrote me a cute little note that says, "Thank you so much to you and Dee Dee for hosting this fun postcard swap. The two of you are much loved by this Danish freak." Did you hear that, Dee Dee? Love from Lena in Denmark. Right back at you, Lena. She painted the hat on, but the girl itself, and I think she drew the broom. But anyway, yep, look at that. On top of the world. And then she did the backs as well. You know, she stamped the postage and turned it into like a postcard thing. And look at the little kitty cat. And look at the bunny. And it didn't take much to turn her into a Halloween witch, right? I know, they're so flippin' adorable. And this one obviously wasn't anything, but by using the little pumpkin, turns it into fall, right? They are adorable. Little photo corner stamps. And she did draw this pumpkin and paint it on the stream. I remember watching this. She's incredibly talented. Yeah, I liked watching Lena make them too. Very, very talented girl she is. So for this, you know, you just kind of had to think outside the box a little bit. And you could use non-related stamps and fit the theme. So if you played with us, you'll get one of those, maybe, depending on how the swap turns out. So happy you participated, Lena. This one is from, this one kind of surprised me, I have to say, but I was not unhappy at all. In fact, I was quite pleased. These are from Kathy Arbor. She wrote a little note that says, "Thanks so much for hosting this swap. I had so much fun painting these with watercolor and gouache and pen." Kathy Arbor. And most of you know Kathy Arbor. She has her own YouTube channel, and she is an amazing artist. I don't care what it's doing. If it's drawing, watercoloring, whatever she does, she is uber, uber talented. And I think she actually has some sort of degree in art. My video coming on Wednesday is process of making your postcards. Oh, okay, cool, Devin. No, I'll watch it. Are you kidding me? I'm so watching it. Check it out, you guys. And she stamped the background and stuff. And I don't know if she just made up that character or what, but it's flippin' adorable. Cass does beautiful work. Yep. Cass is her old Ustream name. And now she goes strictly by Kathy Arbor, I think. And just by putting a little stamp on it, qualification met. Look at this. Is that not flippin' amazing? I love that witch's face. It's just so adorable. And her dress and the shadows in her dress and her hair looks like mine. Stunning, right, Tori? Look at this. Amazing. Kathy, thank you if you watch. Thank you so much for participating and sharing your really, truly amazing art. They're so well done. I like the paper. I like everything about it. And then she did stamp on the back as well. A ghost. Look at this. Amazing, Kathy. Truly, truly amazing. Who doesn't love the cat? Right? They are fabulous. They are. Yeah. Stunning work as always. I agree, you guys. So this was a ton of fun. Fun to get, fun to show you guys. So, and because I'm hosting, I get to pick one of these to keep. I will go into like some thing where my brain freezes up because I don't know which one I love the most. I'll probably just have to turn them over and go like this, because otherwise I can never make a decision ever. That's why all five the same makes my life a lot easier. Thanks for participating, Kathy. Your work, as always, is amazing. All right, this one is from Dawn. And I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, Dawn. Pfister, I think is how it's pronounced. And these are adorable as well. You guys are killing it. You are killing it. Hi, Kristen. Anybody I might have missed coming in. Yeah, you have to make 5 cards and you'll get 4 back. But the way it's working out right now, because some of our fibs are very generous, it appears as though I'm going to be able to send 5 back. So submit 5, get 5 back. Because Dee Dee submitted more, CB did. Can you not print those for yourself? So you have I could, Raul. I don't generally do that. But yeah, I could make a photocopy. I could. And these are Dawn's, and hers are all the same. So she stamped out her images and then made this whole scene and then put some die cuts on it as well. And then stamping in the background. So, I mean, there's no limit to what you can't come up with, right? Yeah. Hi, Heart. So these 5 are all the same. And Dawn, thank you so much for participating. And she had to cut all this stuff out. So I do not envy her that. But it's just cute that, you know, you can get these random things and put them together in a scene. This could get published in Rubber Stamp Madness. It really could. They're also well done. And they're stamped images. And that was the requirement. So good on you, Dawn. And I especially like when people who have never participated in a swap before participate, because that's one of the scary things is putting yourself out there and you think others are going to judge you, and that you know, you can do that and prevent yourself from doing anything, or you can stick your neck out and realize that this community is going to be so supportive. And Starla, I'm glad you're here because I want you to hear firsthand that I could kick your butt. I'm not kidding. The next ones I'm going to show are from Starla Arts. And Starla's participated and sent Happy Mail and a whole bunch of stuff before. But I was not prepared when I opened this envelope. The other day at Dee Dee's, I think she said she'd been up all night working on her postcards. And so she wrote this little note that says, if anyone wonders why I was up all night, I'm sending all of the extra leaves I cut out. I do not want to see them anymore. I didn't know how many I would need, so I made plenty. I had a really good time making the postcards. Don't feel bad for me. Thanks, Janet and Dee Dee. Well, I opened the envelope, and I think she had them in a separate envelope. But this is what went all over where I was opening it, and all over the floor. These leaves were everywhere. And so I laughed because it was funny. And then I was telling Dee Dee about 2 hours later, I went into the bathroom, 2-3 hours later, however long later, went in the bathroom, and one of these leaves was on the rug in the bathroom. And I was just like, that is it. I am kicking Starla's butt. I probably go to bed tonight and there'll be a leaf in my bed. They probably got in my damn underwear. But it was funny, Starla. I have to say, I laughed out loud when I found that leaf on my bathroom rug. I thought I had contained them all. Apparently not. So she sent this card and said that this was just an idea she was playing with. I thought I'd send it with the rest. You can keep it for yourself or pass it on. So I think that will be determined by if I'm a card short or whatever, that I maybe just pass it on so you guys can have some love too. But I like this, Starla. I like how you did the embossing and highlighted, you know, like the little ladybug, and then drew the design in there. Nicely done. Very nicely done. So depends on how many I need. It is pretty, right, Dee Dee? And then these are her actually, oops, I don't want to show the address. These are the cards for the actual swap, and she chose autumn as her theme. And The leaves, and Starla, I can't believe you actually did this. The leaves are the actual stamped things. She stamped these and then cut them out, and they're not die cut. I think they are hand cut. So no wonder she was up all night. I couldn't cut even this many. So autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. Very nice, Starla. Very nice. And hers are all the same. So, and I think, let's see, 2, 4, 6. So she sent an extra. So in fact, I got 2 extras from her. I know, good grief, you hand cut them. I thought you had, and I was just like, well, you don't love your sleep like I love, and they're alternated because of the bulk in them. So, well done, Starla. Well done. And she did sign hers. I have been kind of watching to make sure that the names of the creator are on the cards so you guys know whose cards you're getting. Aren't these gorgeous, you guys? They're all just so well done. And as much as I want to, for just some people, I want to take a few of those leaves and put them in the envelope so that you get some leaf glitter too. I probably won't do that because you might find one in your bed or bathroom too. And then there's big pumpkin stamped on the back, which I thought was very cool. Yeah, the leaves are beautiful. They're gorgeous. And next up are Linda and Tim Rentz. Yeah, her handwriting for sure. Linda and Tim always send theirs together, but they both get their cards back in the same envelope as well. So here, I don't know which is which. Okay, the first ones I'm going to show are Linda's. Oops, I just dropped the ribbon. Hang on. You want me to share them? Okay, Starla. You guys saw it. Starla told me to send them. So if you find them in your bathroom and in your bed, sucks to be you. Okay, I've got them upside down. Sorry. These are so pretty. Autumn colors. All different. I'll just flip through them. Every one of them is so different. I can't, like talk about each one. But obviously they use some scraps and then embellished them, which is really cool. I love the backgrounds of these, Linda. Makes me want to do more mixed media, right? Okay, Starla, they're being shared. Beautiful, Linda. That's on photo paper. This last one is actually on photo paper. Huh. No wonder it feels so cool. But they do. They have texture on them. No, Tim's are coming up. These are Linda's. And they wrap them in little cute ribbons. And I try and keep them kind of the way they send them. Oops, dropped the ribbon again. And then these are Tim. And then Tim gets you guys' artwork back too. So, and I'm glad he participates with us. This is on photo paper too. Maybe they all are. Okay. I think Tim's are all on photo paper. And of course, Tim is a train fanatic. So his artwork, when he submits it, will not uncommonly include trains. Well done, Tim. Thanks for playing with us. And then it looks like he used a metallic, probably a Posca silver pen or something, because I don't think you can see it, but it's shiny. Well done, Tim. This one, when I first saw this one, that to me was like a peace symbol. And I said, he's sending out peace symbols. So thanks, Linda and Tim, for participating with us. I know you guys are always good about joining in the fun. Yep, pass it on to him that I showed him today. Go back and show him the video if you want, and give him a big hug for me. But I appreciate you guys sending them. And then the next one is from Terry Brett. And you know what I really loved about yours, Terry? Not the cards. I'm not talking about the cards. But I love that stamp of the king. Awesome. That will definitely be scavenged, and I will put it in my stamp collector book. And then Terry sent 2 different versions. And I think they're all, yeah, they're all different. So well, there's a couple that are the same, but these are so cool, Terry. All stamped images, and then words cut out in Grim Tales and Pumpkin Trails. Graveyard Shift. Look at the skeletons. Did you buy a set of skeleton band or something, Terry? They're so cute. I love the backgrounds. I don't know. Did you make that background, or was that pattern paper? I think it's pattern paper. Halloween. You had some good Halloween stamps, Terry. This girl she used more than once. But the crow, the bats. Ghostly Gatherings. This one, the background was pattern paper, I can tell. And then she stamped on top of it, which is very cool. I've never really thought to do it. The Witching Cauldron. You even had a stamp of a cauldron. I don't even think I have one of those. Oh, yeah, Linda, look up Louis Rossignol. Yeah, he's amazing. And then she wrapped them in these cute little tissue papers with washi on them. But to look at them, I have to tear that stuff up. And then what's this? Oh, I'll show this. Yeah, she did 2 sets. So, Terry, I will try and swap out, but thank you for sending extras. So if I need them to get everybody 5, I will happily do that. But she inked the edges. Wickedly Wonderful. This may be the one I keep. There's something about Wickedly Wonderful that I like. But you do have a lot of Halloween stampage. Those skeleton band members crack me up. Macabre Melodies. Spells and Enchantments. Well done, Terry. They're fun cards. All of them. Every time I open a package, I'm just like, oh, I love these. I love these so much. All right. Putting stuff back. Okay, what'd you write on that second one? Swap. Sorry, I couldn't color more. Oh, the fact that you had solid stamps, that's fine, Terry. You made them colorful enough. I don't know what you're whining about. Okay, she wrote a little note that says, thanks for arranging the swap and for all the fun, laughters, and inspiration from streams and finding me new fun things to do and keep me out of mischief. Now, Terry, I'm pretty sure that there's nothing I could do to accomplish that. But thanks for the vote of confidence. Look at, she sent me some ephemera. That's precious. Some clear stickerage. They stick to me. You'd think I have glue on my fingers. Love that one. I might leave that one out because when I play with these watercolors, I don't have a specific thing I'm going to paint today. I'm just going to play with the watercolors. But that would be a good test pattern. So I'll leave that one out. Oh no, more snark. There's no friend as loyal as a book. Though she be but little, she is fierce. I should have that tattooed on me. I lived in books more than I live anywhere else. Neil Gaiman. Fun ephemera, Terry. Thank you. Oh, there's another clear stampage. That one would be another good one for pattern. So I'm going to save these out, and I'm going to do some of that layered collage like Dee Dee did this morning because it comes out so good. Is that a meerkat? I think that's a meerkat. It's your magnetic personality. Leaf confetti and stickers are attracted to you. Apparently it is, bossy. Attract them like flies to whatever. Look at that. Terry drew that. That will go in the beast. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Missy. You have a question? Well, I will do my best to answer it. And if I don't know the answer, I'll just make something up, okay? Meerkat. Okay. Thank you, Raul. Yeah, the chicken drawing is awesome, isn't it? Why do people send me chickens? Especially chickens that show me their little butthole. He's my buddy. He spends all day, every day with me. So if you're lucky enough, you'll get one of Terry's cards. I had a lot this week. The timing just worked out. And the last one I'm going to show, not this one, I haven't even opened yet. Can you use acrylic paint on the acrylic stamps? You can, Missy, if you're going to use acrylic paint on any stamps. I don't care if it's the red rubber or the see-through clear stamps. You need to wash them off really good because if that acrylic paint dries on them, you're going to ruin your stamps. But yeah, you can use acrylic paint on stamps. And I've watched other people do it. And the problem with getting the acrylic stamps is you have a jelly plate, roll out, and this is how they do printing on a poster press. Roll out, mill out your acrylic paint on the jelly plate, put the stamp on it, and then transfer it to your paper, and you'll get a nice clean image. If you have just a puddle of acrylic paint and put your stamps in it, they're going to be hard to clean, and your image is not going to be nice and crisp. So that's probably about as much as I know about stamping with acrylic paint. Now I have, if you have the stamps and you don't have a stamp pad or something, you can take a magic marker, or not a magic marker, but any water-based marker and actually draw on the stamp and breathe on it, you know, like bring it up to your mouth and breathe on it and then transfer it. And you could have images in any color if you have, you know, nice markers. And if you want me to show you that, I've done that a lot in the past because I used to didn't have a stamp pad in every color. So I had to improvise, but it really worked well. Somebody put little bats. I think I know who it is because I just opened this. CB, did you do this? Did you put little bats in there? So I'm going to find bats in my bathroom? Huh? But these are CB, and CB was kind enough to send a bunch of extras. And they're in here every way because these also have dimension. It might have fallen off. Okay, so you didn't set me up intentionally. So if I find bats in my bed, it wasn't intentional. Okay, look at this. She did stampage. And just last week when we were talking on the phone, she said, oh, they're not very good, but you were nice. Oh, good, CB, for once in your miserable life. But she did the die cuts of the trick-or-treaters and put them on a stamped background. And it looks like the background, CB, you can tell everybody in chat, it looks like you used the distress stamp pads on these. Isn't that cute? Bats in your belfry. What is a belfry? I think it's probably where the bell is. I don't know. Yeah, very cool. But then look at the back. She built a little pocket on each one of them and put a stamp up there and put her name on it. And then on each card, here's all the cards. On each card, she included Halloween ephemera. Oops, I did it again. That one was easy. Yeah, they're amazing. And then with each card, you get a little bit of Halloween ephemera. And this one, because of the tabs, I'm assuming is like a little envelope that you can fold that up. But I don't want to trash it out because this is going to somebody. Look at that one. And I think each packet of ephemera is different. I'll just put them back together and we'll just flip through real quick and see. Yeah, so the front of the cards are all the same, but then the ephemera in the back is all different. This little girl is so adorable. Oops, there's two of those, so I think I'll look for one that doesn't have it. Bat eyes to see in the dark. Use nibble on an eye and see in the dark until it's gone. Ooh. Ooh. I like the little girl peeking out from the front. So I won't go through all the ephemera, but some of them have, you know, different sorts of stuff. There's a, looks like a scarecrow. CB, this was very generous of you. Yeah, it was really, really generous. This one has scary Tim Holtz people. Those kids are freaking scary. Are they Siamese twins? They kind of look like it. So yeah, everyone's just a little different. The papers, her pattern papers, her Halloween is so pretty. So here's a black cat and a pumpkin. So you get fun stuff. And she was, again, generous enough to send, I think there were 10 in here. I wrote it down. Yeah, she sent 10 cards. So, oh, wait, these are different. Oh my gosh, look at that. Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, the pissed off cat. Easy to do when you have too much. I hear you, CB. Look at the background on these. Oh my gosh, how cute. Well done, CB. And she met all the requirements. So this is not a pissed off cat. This is a bored cat. Is going, why did you shove me in this pumpkin? Huh? Look at that little head. And that's a little pocket. Look at that. Comes out of there. Ah. So yeah, there's some of each and everybody got ephemera. So that's awesome. And I'll put this ephemera that there was an extra one. Somebody might get extra. Thanks for playing with us, CB. And don't ever tell me again how, oh, it's not my usual, whatever. And I wanted to ask you, are you still doing girls? The figure pulls out? Yeah. Are you still doing any girls, CB? CB has the most adorable girls that she draws. I should dig out my ATC collection and show them because they're so good. All right, and then this next one I have not opened, so we're going to see it. Eat, drink, and be scary. It's time for wicked fun. Oh, yeah, it did fall off. They were on the back here, CB. So, yeah, the bat just fell off. They probably won't be in my underwear. And then this one just came. Robert just brought it in, and all I had time to do was slit the end open. And this is from Anmarie Davis. So let me see here. There is a self-addressed stamped envelope. Oh my gosh. A little 3D bat here on patterned paper. She stamped the little potion bottles and added the leaves. Oh, Anmarie, these are so cute. Look at how cute they are, you guys. They're all so good. Just been off your feed lately. I get it, CB. You'll get back into it. Give yourself a chance to breathe. You'll be good. These are so adorable, Anmarie, and each one has a little bit different border that she added. This one is oak leaves with little acorns that she added glitter to. And there's a little bat. This one got a little bit damaged because of the 3D, but it's no big deal. And I'll try and fix it before I send it. But they're all stamps. All this is stamps. Look at that little spider. And this one has a ghosty. So cute. Yeah, the little spider eyes. I know. That's so funny, right? This one's stuck. Okay. Potion number 3. That's where the ghosties are escaping from. Thanks for playing, Anmarie. Somebody's going to love getting these. And these have like mums with a little bit of glitter on them. I think they're mums. What do I know? I love that little potion number 3 that the ghost escapes out of. Or the bat escapes. Bat juice. And that's just poison. Right, Terry? It's stunning work by everybody. So, yeah. It's so much fun to get these and go through them and share them with you guys. And then I'm always really happy when I can mail them out and I know you guys are going to get them back. And that, you know, how can you not be happy with what you get back? So to everybody who participated, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, just makes the world a better place, you know? Know what I mean? Let me get something to drink and then I'll show you the cool stuff I ordered. I was telling Dee Dee, I have not been buying much stuff because, one, I don't need it. Okay, I have plenty of everything that I enjoy doing. But sometimes a girl just likes to order, right? But last month, my Amazon bill was only $32. So I figured this month, I need to go like overboard. I need to buy myself some cool stuff. So that damn Dee Dee showed in her stream last week these Identi-pens. And I am a sucker for a pen. I swear to God, I am a sucker for a good pen. She showed these Identi-pens, and I'm not sure why they are called that, but they are permanent, like totally permanent. And I don't think, let me see if I can find some thin paper here. Just regular weight paper. All right, this is a little bit lighter than, okay. I haven't even touched these really, but you get, they're two-sided, two-ended, and this side is a 1 millimeter and this one's 0.04 or 0.4. So they are permanent and they will bleed through on thin paper. So you might have to be careful if you're going to use these, you know, like in my Beast or something like that. In fact, I'll try them in the Beast right now and see if it bleeds through, because then you have to be a little bit careful about, can you guys believe it's the 16th of September? That is cray. All right, here, we'll just do it on this page. Okay, yeah, it bleeds through my beast paper, so yeah, you'll have to be a little bit careful how you use these, but they are permanent. Like, they're not going to move at all. So for Zentangle or something like this, where you don't have to worry about the backside, get on it, which implies that they're alcohol based, but I'm always in the mood for a good pen. And I felt so bad because the little Amazon delivery guy, he's driving his own vehicle. I could tell that it was not an Amazon vehicle that he pulled into the driveway. He drove all the way out here to deliver that. I could have waited another day. I really could have. Is that what it's intended to mark out your address? Okay, well, thanks, Starla. See, now I'm a smarter person just hanging out with you guys. But yeah, I think I'm going to love these pens. I'll use them for a week or two and then tell you how I feel about them. But if Dee Dee highly recommends them, I'm all in. And they were inexpensive. I mean, I think, yeah, that was like $1 a pen or less. And this I'm going to show last. And then I've had this in my basket forever and ever because I've told you guys I don't like my new Beast layout when I moved to the, I wanted so much to enjoy the Traveler's Journal format, but I've done it now for what, 9 months, and I'm not loving it. I'm really not. So I'm going to go back to my old style Beast. And I haven't been able to find, I do have one left of the McGill Ruiz that I used to use with the soft covers, but I saw this on Amazon and I've had it in my cart, and then I take it out and then I put it back in, take it out. Well, I went ahead and said, I'm done doing that. I'm going to order it and decide if I like it or if I don't. So Tim's clothes were marked with those. Okay. So they got a lot of use, you guys. The old Beast is going to be back. I'm going to try this one, and it's a dot grid. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's got the dot grid rather than the line grid or anything like that. And the pages are numbered, which I don't particularly care about. I don't know why they go to the trouble, but yeah. Anyway, I think this is going to be my new Beast. Yeah. And it does have an elastic closure. Oh, I didn't even see this back here. What the heck? They sent me a prize, you guys. The Real Beast returns. I know. I didn't even know this was included. Well, you Chinese little people sending me presents in the back. So I don't know. I'll tell you how I like this. So it looks like they're mostly, let's get a black sheet of paper here. Yeah, looks like they're just journaling stencils. So you get some banners and some little icons that I have no clue. This must be saving money. This must be take your ring in and get it hawked. What the hell is this? This is don't cook your turkey like that. This is a bright idea. I do know that one. This is if you love yourself, don't do yoga. It turns you freakish. I don't know. I could make up funny things. Picnic. The turkey one isn't. Oh, that's a picnic basket. That's not a turkey in a pan. Okay. I thought that was the turkey leg sticking up. And this is your dog and cat wanting to say things to you. Your fish, that your fish can talk to you too. Okay. So I'm not sure that I'll use these at all, but I might the banners. I thought it was a turkey in a pan. There's a feed your fish icon. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's Pinterest, I know that. That I think is Google. That's Twitter, which is no longer the logo. I wonder how long it'll take them to figure out that they need to quit putting the bird on the stencils. I don't know what this is. Darth Vader. That's Darth Vader right there. They put Darth Vader on my stencil. This is listen to music, take a picture, clean your house, fly somewhere, go to the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. I won't be using those probably. But that's fun that they put a pocket back here to put in fun stuff. I do like that they put the numbers on though, because I have another number stencil that I do use. So it's a bell. So yeah, I'm going to try it. I don't know. One thing I was going to, because this came when I was being so busy, so I didn't get a chance. But it looks like it's going to lay flat. If it will lay flat, that will be an advantage over the soft cover one. Because the soft cover one, there was always a hump in the middle. And after you get a certain place in the book, it gets very annoying. So if this one will lay flat, I may like it. And it is sewn, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will update you as we go. But I would like something that makes me want to go back and work in my beast again, because I haven't this whole year. And I miss it. Hi, Pam. The Darth Vader is the Snapchat ghost. Okay, thank you, Pam. Man, the lurkers around here are really smart. It's not Darth Vader. Now, see, I'm disappointed that I didn't get Darth Vader. And then before I show you my last thing, here, I don't know, it's been a month or so ago. Remember I ordered from Dick Blick a bunch of stuff? Now, these I did play with. And I'm going to figure out something to do with these on next week's stream, I think. But this was a set of these Daniel Smith watercolor sticks that I really wanted. It had two of my favorite colors in it. And these came in this cool little container. I like this container. Very cool. I can snap it apart if I want or keep it all together. But this was sold as a set. And you ended up getting one free, I think. But then it was out of stock, so they couldn't ship it. And I was never really sure if it was going to be back ordered. I just wasn't sure. Well, finally, this weekend it showed up. And the two ones that I really like was the Quinn Gold, one of my very favorite Daniel Smith colors. And as odd as it sounds, I think it's this one, is the Payne's Gray. And so I just played with the different colors. But these are all the colors that came in this stick set. These were from Blick. Yeah, these I ordered from Blick. I ordered, I think it was 9 or 10 of them. And they're not cheap, you guys. Dee Dee may remember, and I don't remember. She got some. Denise went to Blick, and she picked some up for Dee Dee, which made me have to get some, because if Dee Dee does something, I have to do it too. Anyway, yeah, so these I didn't think I was going to actually get, but I did. And I do love the colors. Look at that dark turquoise one. That is lickable, and it's not showing up on camera as delicious as it is. But you can get some serious bad boy coverage. Yeah, and I got them on sale, Dee Dee, but I know that when I ordered them, they were a little bit pricey, and I think they were $9 not on sale. But we got them on sale for $5 or $6. So they are unbelievably good quality. And one thing I think is, if I don't end up liking them in the stick form, which makes them a little bit more difficult to use than just having a pan of paint that you can wet, I can cut these off and put them in a pan and use them like pan paint. So, yeah, so I don't feel like I bought something that I won't have use for. Yeah. So I did finally get the rest of my Daniel Smith sticks, and I am going to try and figure out a cool way to work with them on next stream in the way they were intended. The people that I've seen use them, well, I've got some water right here, so let me do the Payne's Gray one. Is this the Payne's Gray one? This is neutral tint. Okay, I lied. This is neutral tint, not Payne's Gray. I ordered it because it had said it was Payne's Gray. But anyway, doesn't matter. But I have my little jug of water here. So the way they've shown it is that you soak the stick in a little bit of water, and then you can add it, and it dissolves. But look at how much pigment you get down there. So it makes them, in my opinion, just a little bit harder to manipulate. Let me get my other brush here. But if you had a big area that you wanted to cover, this is not a bad way to do it. You know what that means? I'm going to have to order a new tube of Payne's Gray, because I honestly thought it was Payne's Gray. But anyway, so yeah. I don't know. I feel like I need to go out and watch some more videos from people maybe who have used them more, and get some ideas for the best way to use them. I don't like the way they re-wet so into full pans. You melted pieces with a mix of water and honey glycerin and oxgall, and now I love them. Okay, Goldie, that is great information. Thank you. It is very close to Payne's Gray. So that was kind of what I was thinking, Goldie, is that I would just end up putting them in a pan. You know, if I didn't like them in the stick form, which makes them a little bit hard to control and use, that I would do that. So that's good to know. The only thing, I don't have any honey glycerin, but I can certainly get some. Yeah. So that is valuable information. So I wasn't unhappy when they showed up, and when they came in these very cool little containers, I was like, oh, I like those. They're credible. It looks like Payne's Gray in real life too. So yeah. And then the thing I've been waiting to show last, very last, try an abstract landscape with them. Maybe I will, Devin. I'll just have to try. The problem I have is the color selection. Like, this is the packaging that it came in. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to talk myself out of it, but yeah. And then the thing that really made me do is to order the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Why do I even think I would know how to do that? And I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. This is the Art Nouveau set. And I've, again, just like that journal, I've looked at them and looked at them and looked at them and thought, you don't need any more watercolors. You don't need that, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, the first time Dee Dee talked to me about buying these Kuretake paints was back when Robert was in the hospital in Oklahoma City. And I thought we were going to be there like 4 days. Turns out we were there for 40 days. And so one day, I probably was whining. I can't imagine myself whining to Dee Dee, but I might have been whining. And she said, well, go find an art store and buy yourself those Kuretake paints. Well, I went and I found an art store, and they didn't have them. So that's how long these paints, not this particular set, but just the Kuretake, has been on my radar. And I have talked myself out of these things 100 times, easily 100 times. Then yesterday, I went ahead and ordered them, and I have not touched them. This is the adulting thing that I did. I have not touched them. I have not put water on them. I've done nothing with them other than look at them and drool. But I did go out and I watched a couple videos. And one of the women, and she's got a huge watercolor channel, and I didn't write down her name, and I'm disappointed now that I didn't. But I can go find her again. But the thing I think she said she liked best about them is the full pan. The big pan, your drool get them wet. Nope, I kept that protective shield on them, Dee Dee. So my drool just collected, and I cleaned it up later. But I think that's one thing I'm going to like about them, just my initial feeling before I touch them, before I do anything about and know anything about the paint. I think I'm going to like those big pans. Um, I am a huge fan of any Kuretake product. Any art supply pen, anything that comes out of Japan, you can almost bet your money on that it's going to be good quality and that you're going to love it. So I didn't feel bad really buying this, but I really had a hard time justifying it because I have so many paints. But you only live once. YOLO! You'll love the colors. Yeah, now I think that's what sold me on this particular set is that these colors are so unique. I don't think I have, well, like vermilion, yeah, you're going to have that. But these other colors, I don't think I have those in any of my other sets. So maybe that's how I justified it. I don't know. Anyway, right, that wasn't important. So I thought while you guys are watching, because why wouldn't I want to bore you to death? I made myself this awesomely cool swatch cheat sheet that will fit right inside the box, and I think I will keep these in their box. So yeah, so I'm going to start out my initial feeling about the Kuretake paints is going to be a swatch card because that's usually what I do. And one thing I did learn while I was watching the videos, a couple of the people were really knowledgeable about them. They had obviously looked into them, which I have not done, but I'm going to pass on what little tidbits of knowledge that I acquired. The binder in these paints that apparently makes them so different, and apparently they re-wet beautifully, is an animal hide glue. So it's not like your normal oxgall or anything like that. It's animal hide glue. So there you go. And they were designed to use on origami, which is a Japanese postcard. And there's specific paper, apparently, and it's rice-based paper. And in origami, the E stands for an image. You do a postcard, just like our postcard swap, but you have an image, and then there's lettering or something on it. So, yeah. And another thing I learned about these, and I'm going to try it myself in a little while, is that they don't flow like regular watercolors. So they're best used wet on dry. And that because I have to imagine it's the binder, is that they don't warp different papers. So I got out a bunch of different kind of papers and I'm going to try them on because this could become my favorite watercolor for the beast, because if it won't warp my pages, I'm all for that, right? So we'll see. That is awesome. I need one for my paint set. Need one. Oh, one of these? I could do that easy enough. I love doing these. I mean, like making a straight line and putting the little tape down everything. This is so in my wheelhouse. Like I'm on it. So here we go. We will start. I got to erase where I wrote the top. I had to write top there, so I kept my measurements straight. Okay. So here we go. I don't know how I can be able to keep the paints and the paper at the same time. So this is just getting it wet for the first time. And I have to say, man, it wets right up. Like there's no agitating. And this is what I like about the bigger pan is there's plenty of room for your brush. So you're not having to agitate it in that little space, which actually wears on your brush. So yeah. So I don't know. This could be so bad for me. And I'm sure by swatching, I'm not going to be able to tell much. But the color is very, very vibrant. for no more paint than I actually picked up there. And one of the women I watched did say that it loads up a lot of paint on your brush, so you can paint a lot more without having to reload. Let's see. You're thinking about bringing this set on vacay. I just got mine delivered on Saturday. Oh, Devin, we both went cuckoo on the same day, it sounds like. Because I got mine on Saturday too, and I couldn't mess with them. And another thing, like a lot of times when I'm just playing with watercolor, I only get one jar of fresh water. One of the ladies said that you're going to dirty your water so quick to make sure that you have multiples, so you always have some clean water. So there you go. I have had a set for a few months, but haven't used it. Okay, well then you need a good swatch card. We're Gansai Tambi twins now. I know. I love that. I love that about us, bossy butt. And we're both pretty bossy. I don't know if you noticed it, Dee Dee. I wrote it in chat and said, did you notice how I was filling in for you, being all bossy this morning? Telling Dee Dee to ink those edges. Duh. Yeah, these feel really nice. Different colors. Now, if I had to pick a color that that would be close to, it would be maybe yellow ochre with a little bit of gray or something in it. Okay, Dee Dee's sending me stuff. Where did it go, Dee Dee? I didn't want to archive that. Dee Dee, I lost you. I lost your... Why are buttons not working for me today? How do I go find my archive stuff? Oh, well, can't do it. Send it again, Dee Dee, because I just sent your crap to archive. But yeah, that looks like yellow ochre with a little bit of gray in it. But that yellow is very vibrant and pretty. And that's called saffron yellow. Now, one thing I did not find out about these, they are... The two people that I watched said that they are artist grade, but they didn't have, oh, the pans come out. Yeah, I guess I did know that because I saw other ladies doing that, so I can take them each out. Okay, I could do that, Dee Dee. But yeah, you're going to have to message me again, so you're, so our message thing returns to my screen. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the rest of the day trying to find out where my archive crap is, because I don't really do that archive stuff. I did that in real life when I worked. And of course, it probably would be better for me too not to go direct from the pan to the paper. It would probably be better if I used my brand new palette. But yeah, can't have too much stuff out here on the desk. This is a really nice tannish ecru. I'm not sure what color you would call this. What do they call it? Flax beige. That is a nice color. Oh, you know what I meant to do? Oh, darn it. Oh, well. I meant to draw a black line so I could see the opacity. I laid in bed last night and thought about it, and then I didn't do it. What a dope I am. This one is called Ecru Beige. Now, these colors can be, they're very unusual, and but I think they could be very useful, for real. Let's see. Did you message me again, Dee Dee? Yeah, I'm going to have to go back in search of that. Whatever. I'll find it. Or I'll go into the AT&T office and have them show me. Yeah, these are nice. I don't know. Maybe I just love me some watercolor paints. I like new stuff. And I don't have a real good testing regimen to say, oh, this does better than that. I'm just not that experienced. So, but we'll try a few little things with them. Look at how nice they wet, you guys. Just, you get paint immediately. You don't have to wait for it to dissolve or anything. And that is animal hide glue. So I guess if you're vegan or something, yeah, you may not like this. Now, this is a very, very like light baby pink. Pink is a funny color in watercolors. Pink and purples I found to be really difficult in watercolor. Like that one you guys can't even see on camera, but it is like the lightest, babyest pink. Yeah, but I see, Dee Dee, I sent your entire message thread to some archive somewhere, which could be in freaking India. I don't even know, but I want it back on my phone. So I want you to message me again to get you back on my screen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to go do a bunch of research, right? Okay, Leona asked if these are like gouache or watercolor. And from what I could tell from the people who were using them and have a great deal of experience, said they're almost like a combination of gouache. And that's why I wanted to put the black line, but I forgot. And now I don't want to do it only part way, so I'm not going to do it. Thank you, Dee Dee. But yeah, that they're a mix. And the thing about gouache that people like is water soluble, obviously, and very opaque. So they said that it's almost like a mix between the two. And, you know, that's one thing you'd have to consider when choosing, you know, the kind of paint. And because they don't flow well because of the binder, they're not going to behave like traditional watercolor that if you do wet on wet, flows, you know. Well, that's the beauty of watercolor. Do you need something? Yeah. All right, hang on just a second, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, they don't feel anything like gouache. No, they don't. They feel very much like watercolor, but apparently they don't behave that way. And that's why I'm going to play with them and see what I think. But I have to say, the two ladies that I watched like them very much. And one of them, I think, had bought them during COVID. And so she had ample time to play with them. And so I really liked her analysis of them. I'm not sure that I could do as thorough a review because I just don't feel like I have that good of experience or that extensive experience where I can say, yeah, this is, this is how they behave differently, and these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages. The only thing I can tell you about this particular set is these colors are awesome, because they're so unusual. But the re-wetting, that is a very noticeable trait that I can tell right now, even up against the Daniel Smith or the M. Grahams. These are just, they re-wet beautifully. And I think depending on how much water you use, you can probably get them as transparent or as opaque as you want. So, well, Goldie, this is the first time I'm using them. And I've heard great things, people who just love them. And I probably in the next week, however long, you know, pretty quick here, I'll watch a few more videos from other people and get more information. Hi, Shelly. They say the Gansai Rambos are not for mixing, but the people I watch mixing them got beautiful results. Oh, Tambi. Okay. Because I was going to say, I haven't heard any Rambo. You mean I can get some Rambos? Yeah, baby. Bring it on. Yeah, the colors are awesome. And the box, I'm sure most of you have seen it. If you came in late, this is what I'm using. It's the Art Nouveau Kuretake Gansai Tambi or Tambi, I don't know. Unusual, different colors. But the box itself, the dividers are only cardboard. But with the bigger pans, you probably won't be scattering paint everywhere. That's what I'm hoping, because it was like, well, do you leave it in that cardboard box, or I don't know, put it into a different palette? I'm going to leave it in the box that it came in and hope that I don't trash it out. Yeah. You get a Rambo and you get a Rambo. Yeah, the colors are very muted, but the pigment is intense. They're not real bright, but they're pretty, pretty colors. I had thought about downloading something off the internet that was Art Nouveau that I could just paint, and I may do that yet. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I think I have an old color book around here that is Art Nouveau, but I didn't have time to look for it because I was moderating for Dee Dee, and I'm not really sure where it is. But I might pull that out and do like an Art Nouveau or download something. The cool thing about these, so many colors, you don't need to mix. Yeah. Yeah. And there is another set that is not in my cart yet, but I think they said there's like 100 different colors in these. But this set I found on Amazon was 48 colors. And then they also make a graphite set, which I thought was very interesting looking. Kind of reminded me of the Derwent Graphitint pencils, but it looked different colors. And then they also have a granulating set, which I was very interested in. And I thought, damn, girl, you haven't even tested these yet, and you're already planning what you're going to buy now? What? Oh, Dee Dee, go sit in a corner. Dee Dee just said she'll be buying the next set within a week. And she's probably not wrong. Oh, Dee Dee, you're so evil. She's probably not wrong. But the granulating set, and I think it's only got 6 in it. Oh, and they have a pearl set. You know, you can get the metallic colors. So, yeah, if you decide that you're going to invest, there's a lot out there. So I don't know. And they weren't horribly expensive. What'd I pay for these? 20 something? I don't know. The set of 48 is $50. So figure they're about a little, just barely over $1 a pan, which for a nice paint is not a bad deal. Yeah, I've watched the Frugal Crafters watercolor reviews, Ruth, and I agree. Yeah, I like her reviews of watercolors. She's very talented. Okay, you got yours 2 years ago. Have you used them a lot, Shelley? I think these colors, and I haven't been doing much crack art lately, would be great backgrounds for the crack art. Easy to work on top of. So, yeah. But I'm loving the colors so far. They're very nice. And I could be making these darker. Yeah. But since this is the first I've even touched them, put water to them. A good swatch is a good place to start in my world. I'm excited to try some like wet on wet and see how they behave differently than traditional watercolors. But I know I do love any Japanese product. Their pens are the best ever. And that, I don't know how, if you guys can see, but this is like the babyest pink, and this is the babyest blue. I don't know if it's filler or whatever, but whoever said that your water is going to get contaminated really quick was not wrong. Let me show it to you. It looks like it's just got a lot in it already. Ooh, this is a pretty green. Do they call this jade? They call it cobalt green, but I would call this more of a jade green. That is a pretty green. Now that is a green you're not going to get in another set, I don't think. Really unusual. I don't know. Oh, I don't need any more watercolors around here. I'm over halfway, so the swatching is going to end. I'm sorry if this is boring you to death. Ooh, this one's pretty too. This one is called billiard green. I would not call this the color of a billiard table, but maybe close. Very pretty, though. Those two mixed would be awesome. And they seem to spread very nicely as well. You know, if you're just going to do a wash or something and you want to even wash, it appears as though they're excelling at that. I just put my finger in the green. All right, this one's called Shadow Green, and it appears to be quite a bit darker. You need to take these on vacation, Devin. I'm excited to try them on some different kind of paper. The swatch card that I built was just on that inexpensive bee paper that I get at Walmart. But I think one of the women talked about how it behaved on other kinds of paper, that you didn't necessarily need an expensive, you know, cotton fiber paper. So, yeah. Yeah, I knew there was, Devin, but I just need my own. But yeah, I had seen that on one of the other women's when she was showing them. She did show that little swatch thing on the cover. Ooh, this is pretty. And it's called Pea Green. And that's probably a pretty accurate description. Maybe a little lighter than pea soup. That green, that dark green, that shadow green, that is really pretty. And I can't think of any green that I would compare that to. It's definitely more rich than even Hooker's green. And this one's called Ivy Green. You get a good selection of greens in this, that's for sure. And sometimes green and watercolors can be pretty funky too. None of them, in my opinion, look anything remotely close to what you see in nature. And this last one is green gray. Yeah, you get a lot of greens. Like 2, 4, 6 greens in the set. I guess Art Nouveau has a lot of green in it. I know, Kristen. Swatching and organizing. Yep. I got a lot more water in this. I'm going to dry that brush out a little bit. Nice. And Dee Dee had mentioned when I was talking to her about it that after hers dried, that they kind of scrunched up. And the other women talked about that they might get some cracks in them and warp and stuff like that. All you got to do to get them to spread out again is add water. And apparently that's just the nature of the beast. So if you end up buying them, don't be freaked out. Apparently that's just part of the deal. And this one's called Beige Gray. And that's very pretty. I think in names that we would be familiar with, I would call it taupe. It's definitely taupe. It's very pretty. I don't have any other watercolors that color for sure. Probably none of these really. Ugh, that makes me want to try all the rest of them, you guys. This one is called Yellow Brown. They are very Art Nouveau-ish, for sure. Pretty brown. Very pretty. I'd call it Grige. Is that how you pronounce that, Hermie? Hi, by the way. I don't think I said hi to you. I didn't see you come in. So, this one's called Mars Yellow. This one has a hint of Aussie Gold, the Daniel Smith Aussie Gold. Yeah, that is very similar. That is a yummy color. I love that. Aussie Gold is probably my single most favorite color in all watercolor. That and Payne's Gray. That is very much Aussie Gold. Gray and beige. Okay. And then this last one is Venetian Red. So you're not getting any of the traditional colors for sure. And that's cool. Not enough time in the day to use all this stuff, you know? That's a problem. And there you go. Pull out so you can see all the colors. Very unusual palette, right? But the Kuretake packaging is always really nice. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. But yeah, unusual colors. Very unusual. So this is, when you get it, it's just got a clear cover over this. And then this is the cover of the box. So when you store it, you've got a nice box. The coral at the top. This one up here. They called that vermilion, but yeah, it is. I would call it coral. I agree with you, Hermie. Very pretty colors. Very, very pretty colors. Who the heck is calling? Oh, here's Dee Dee. Sending me. Oh my God, Dee Dee, I saw that. Dee Dee sent me a link. This is how evil she is, okay? Okay, there's no personal information showing. Look at, you can get the 100 color beautiful wooden box set for only $307, you guys. Look at what she sends me. That is just sheer evil. She knows I love a wooden box. What the hell, Dee Dee? I'd actually seen that and talked myself out of it. And then she writes, hee hee, only a matter of time. Evil. Evil woman. But yeah, who wouldn't want that, right? So I'm going to leave the paints out because we're going to start playing with them. One of the things, and one of the things I'm really intrigued about, and I'm going to have to see it for myself before I believe it, because I just did all that on watercolor paper. Inexpensive watercolor paper, but I have to say the paint laid out nice and flat and even, so that's a good thing. It's not too horribly warped. And the one girl I watched said that, oh, one thing I wanted to try too that she did was, and I don't know that she was using the Art Nouveau set, okay? But she painted some of her regular Kuretake paints on black paper. So I'm going to take, I'll take this saffron yellow. And see how it sits on black paper. Maybe some of the lighter colors just to see. I might have to make them a little bit more opaque, meaning use not quite so much water. Because I don't know that I've ever used watercolor on black paper, but she did it and it was like, wow, that worked out pretty good. Now The Paul Rubin shimmery ones, they work good on black. And then, of course, any of the metallics are going to work good on black. But your basic watercolors, I just never have really thought about using them on black paper. So the yellow disappears completely. Let me get, and I think you're going to have to use them with not a whole lot of water. Not bad. Not bad at all. You just like teasing me? Trying to drive me crazy. They work pretty good on the black. I'm surprised that yellow didn't. Yeah, I'm going to try it, Dee Dee. I'm going to use a little bit less water, more opaque. And because the other colors are, okay, I might have just had too much water. So that may be a learning curve sort of thing. And of course, I'm sure it depends on which color you choose. We'll see if that disappears now, or if it ends up, when it dries, just looking like chalk sitting on the paper. That's kind of what I'm afraid of, is it's just going to end up looking like chalk. Yeah, see, Goldie, I wish I had put a black line on my cheat sheet, but I didn't, so it sucks to be me. All right, we'll try one of these dark colors, which I don't expect is going to work real well, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm surprised you can see that at all. Not horrible. They don't feel the least bit chalky, but the reason I said that, Needy, is as this pink one started to dry, can you see how there's some residue left that looks like chalk, but feeling these that are already dry, they don't feel the least bit chalky. And if you've ever used chalky paints, you know exactly, like they'll come off and you'll have the binder left on your fingers, and that is not happening at all. Like there's no chalky at all. But on here, it looks like there's some residue, like that pink where you could really see it when it was wet. When it's drying, all you're going to have left is some residue. So this particular set may not be ideal for black. Well, the only reason I thought of it, Devin, was because one of the ladies I watched had tried hers, and she painted a lemon or something. It was the yellow that she painted on the black, and then she painted some leaves and stuff. And I thought, well, now that's pretty cool for a regular watercolor, like metallic or something like that. You would expect that it's going to show up on the black. And other than the binder, you know, they didn't really mention much about filler or anything like that. And another thing I started to say earlier and I forgot, or my train of thought was lost, was as far as any of them knew, Kuretake has never put out any pigment information. And now I don't know if this is true. This is just what I heard on those videos that I watched, that there's no pigment information, and the light fast would be determined by how much water, you know, like they won't give you light fast information because the amount of water you use with them is going to affect that, was kind of my takeaway from that. So if that's something that is kind of in your wheelhouse, yeah, those are the sorts of things that the artist grade, Daniel Smith, M. Graham, they'll put out their pigments, they'll put out lists of their light fastness and stuff like that. But as far as they knew, that information was not available on the Kuretake. And then the other thing this girl did, and I need to get out another set, and I will here in a minute, was she used these paints, not this particular set, but she used these paints on regular paper and said that there was no warping. So I tried to pay really good attention to how much water she was using and stuff like that. Because a watercolor that doesn't warp regular paper that I could use in a journal or something like that. And she talked specifically about Bible journaling. So I got out some rice paper, which is the closest to what I might have. But she said no warping. So if you're a Bible journaler and you could find a cool watercolor that didn't warp your pages, that could be an awesome, awesome thing. So I'm just going to use this little sticker that Terry sent me of this flower, and we're going to paint some flowers, and this is strictly to check how good it would be for warping. So I'm going to use what I consider to be a reasonable amount of water. To paint this, and we'll watch for the warpage. And then I'm also want to, while I'm doing this, is check for flow. Okay, so I'm going to put this other pink right up next to the baby pink, and right where they meet, she kind of said they mix, but they don't flow. Now that appears to me to be flowing. Sorry, but that is flowing. And I may not be letting them dry as much as she did, but I have to say she's not wrong about the warpage. But I can pull that light pink up into the darker, and it stays put. And that was a unique aspect of these paints, is that it won't just flood in there and take over and dilute everything. Is that you can do a nice mixture of paint right up next to each other. But each of the colors will retain its original color, I guess is what you could say. So, and it is covering the music very well, Dee Dee, right? So, yeah, that's, and she's not wrong about the warpage. I mean, you're going to have some no matter what. Anytime you add any wet media onto a dry page, you're going to have some warpage. I'm going to go ahead and add a third flower over here, but I'm going to do it much drier. And I don't want to get my dirty brush in the other paint. I'm going to have to move to my clean water, I think. And again, I'm going to paint much drier than I did on these two. And I'm going right into that white, or the baby pink. And I'm pulling a little bit with me, but you can see how that darker pink isn't moving. Now that is an unusual behavior for a watercolor. I'll put it up here so you guys can see. If you're used to working wet on wet, you know what I'm talking about. So that's very cool. And as it dries, I can do more of that. So that's very cool. And which green? Now I get to use my little cheat sheet here. Let's use the sticker that Terry sent. Looks more brown. So I think I'm going to go with this dark green here. Well, I'll start with the light. I'm going to use those two colors for this stem. They're very, very pretty. Very, very. And I don't know what book this music page is out of. It was just in a box of papers that I had. So, all right, now, oops, I don't really want to contaminate, but while it's still wet, I want to. I'm going to do the same thing with regular watercolors so we can kind of judge. And right now I'm just playing with the amount of water to see how it's going to mix with each other. And in a minute, because I'm trying to encourage any place that there's water for it to flow, so I can kind of get a feel. This is awesome. Definitely different behavior, but the amount of water is definitely going to affect that. This is still pretty wet up here. Yeah, it's pretty nice because normally these colors, and this is still fairly wet. It's dry up here at the top, but it's still wet down here. These colors would normally just be taking over. So I can see what they were talking about, that they mix nicely, but they don't flow into each other. So that is a nice trait. And the only thing I can think is it's the binder. Okay, I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to do some painting on top of it. But yeah, these are not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, Joanne, go have a great afternoon. Thanks for hanging with us. Yeah, very different. So while this one's drying, I'm going to set the whole thing aside, and I'm going to, just for, and it won't take long, just for fun, I'll use the same paper out of the same book, and I'll use, and I'll try and be really fair. Of course, the colors aren't going to match, so, but I'll try and use the same amount of water so you can see how different they're going to behave. Oh, one of my little spacers found its way out of there. Get back in there and behave right now. Okay, I don't have any of the real light pink, so I use the rose madder, I think. I think I'm pretty much sold already, though. Oops, I didn't get that washed out good enough. On the bigger pans. And I think that's one of the things I like about the Mission Gold, is because I put it in a palette that has bigger pans. All right, let's again just, and I did not flood this with water. I mean, enough to get the paint moving, right? and I'm scraping off any excess paint. Okay. And I'm just going to pick a darker color, because this is where you'll see whether or not the paints flow. And the paper is already warping really more severely. And hopefully I pick colors different enough in colors so we can see. And I'm moving fairly quickly because this paper will absorb and dry this really quickly. But can you see the warpage, how I'm getting puddles? I didn't get that on same paper. Oops, I just put my paintbrush on there. But anyway, see how I didn't get the puddles on this? That's awesome. That alone right there is awesome. Because that will become very hard to work with now. Just the warpage and the puddling. So that's a major thing right there. Let me clean up my little mess here. Not that I'm going to keep these pages, but you can definitely see. Yeah, just clean that right up right there. Do you guys see what I'm talking about with the warpage in the paper and how it's going to make it really difficult? So they were not wrong about that. And I chose this old, very absorbent paper for that reason. The greens probably don't matter. I'll use the cobalt green. No, I think I'll use the permanent green pale because it's a much lighter green, and then go along the edge with the darker. Now you'll be able to see how the green starts really running, moving the pink out of the way, which is fine for the bottom of a flower, but it did not do that with the other ones. So that's very noticeable, and I can see what they're talking about, that this would be great for journaling because that behavior doesn't happen. So that's cool. Let me pick out a darker green. We'll go with the hookers. But I have to say, those bigger pans, boy, do they make it nice. Now, regular watercolor, I like when it runs on, if I'm trying to save the side of this stem. I do like how that runs, so. Oops. Part of my problem right now is not having enough room. But yeah, I can totally see what they're talking about, the warpage and stuff. I'm going to end up with some mud up here with pink and green. Yeah, I'm definitely going to end up with some mud. But mostly I'm just trying to, can you see the difference? Okay. And I know I'm working fast, but I'm trying to do it on purpose, you know? Get all this stuff done before. it dries out too much. I'm going to make all this dark down here. All right, where'd the other one go? Okay, I'll set this aside, let it dry. And I'm trying to be really fair here, you know, because I do love my Daniel Smith M. Grahams, and I know how they behave. But look at this. You guys, there's no warpage. Like, look at, no warpage on this. What the hell? That's really incredible to me. Incredible to me that this page is laying flat, which means I could use this in the Beast and there's not going to be any warpage. And I'll show you. This is my last quarter Beast, and I do the headers, and anything that's color on here right now is Neocolor 2 that I spread with a fairly damp baby wipe, but you can see how much warpage I get. It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to end up with that warpage. This one, what the hell happened to the warpage? Would somebody go find the warpage, damn it? It's gone. It left. It's not here. I'm freaking out. That's awesome. That is awesome. And the only thing I can attribute it to, honestly, is the paint. Because otherwise, everything about this is the same. In fact, the pages from this book, this is page 11, page 12, page 13. So these were pages that were on top of each other in the book. So it's not like I pulled a fast one on that bookage thing. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And when I heard about that, that was probably the thing I was most excited about, to be honest, because I'm not a huge fan of the warpage, right? So let's just play with this little bad boy while we're here. This is dry now. And I'll fix that where the green meets it. Another nice thing, and I'm not trying to sell these paints, okay? I'm trying to give you the things that I'm finding that are appealing to me or not so appealing. I like these muted colors pretty well. But another thing is, if you run out of one color, say you bought this whole set, 24 colors for $24 or something like that. If you run out of one of them, you can buy the individual colors in the pans to replace. That is another really unusual trait of these, because most of the time if you want to replace a color, you're going to have to refill your pan with a tube. And you can do that with the expensive brands, not so much with the less expensive brands. I mean, if you run out of a color, you're just screwed pretty much. Okay, now these are still wet. I'm going to go ahead and add some dark to it. Another thing one of the ladies did, which I thought was really cool, I really enjoyed, was she took watercolor markers and put detail in on top. And I don't know, like painting on top of watercolor after it dries, it's not uncommon. As soon as you re-wet it, if you have enough pigment there, it's going to move. That I don't know about these, and I may not have enough of an opportunity to make any real determination about that. But what made me think was when I got up into that pink a little bit, was it going to dull my green? And so far it has not. That warpage absolutely amazes me. Amazes me, I'm telling you. Let's add some little bit of yellow up in there. Now I want some white. But we're just going to add a little bit of yellow in here. Any other colors you add probably is just going to give it a little bit more depth, or there's no yellow in my reference photo at all. But it'll add just a little bit more interest. Let's add some more of the pea green. And I'm really trying to saturate this paper to see if I can beg it to warp at this point. I'm not adding excessive water, but anytime you add more water to an already saturated page, yeah, you're going to either create a mess or a whole lot worse warpage. So these leaves will be a good test of adding light on top of the dark. Does your light get lost? And they're still a little damp. There's still a little puddle there. Another thing is a little bit of paint is going a very long way. And I'm being really judicious with the paint, you know, like a little bit is going a long, long way. This is a real test right here. This is really a lot wet, and I want to see if that light green is going to move much at all. Get them out, Starla. Probably with your cards that come back, you might have a cheat sheet layout there. Yeah, I'm not the least bit unhappy. And because I didn't pay a whole lot, I don't feel like, oh, what a waste, you know. I don't feel that way at all. Not at all. I just introduced a third color here to soften that line there. There's certain aspects of this that are going to take a real learning curve, though, because like when I put that green on there, right there, that stark line of light green, in watercolor, you kind of expect for it to, if you've got some damp paint under it, that it's going to soften and just kind of meld a little bit. Apparently, it's not going to do that. So that's going to be a learning curve right there, is to how do you soften that, you know, to make it blend in and mix better. But it'll be a fun thing to learn. Back again. We went on errands with you? Well, why don't you do mine? Look at all the water I've put on this, and I don't have a puddle anywhere. I mean, I don't have a puddle. I have some places that should be puddles, but they're just sitting there. They're not turning into dips in the paper. That is crazy fun. I love that. I love it. All right, let's put this aside. The other one should be a little bit dry now. Actually, let me soften these a little bit. All right, look at this. Can you see up here how those petals and the warpage has created just an absolute mess that I probably am not going to be able to fight my way out of? Big difference in the two. And honestly, I don't think I've been unfair in the amount of water I've used or amount of paint or anything else. So, this has been a fun experiment. Okay, you guys that have these paints, I want you to try some of these experiments and tell me if yours came out kind of like mine. And I still have, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up because it has created just an absolute mess. I'm going to pick some of this up without picking up all the color if I can. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the color. Oh, well. I might be able to clean that mess up. We're going to see. I've loaded my paint brush with some of the darker pink red that I chose, but I need some more water. Am I on screen where you guys can see me? Even though I heard that with my own ears, you guys, I really did not expect there to not be warpage on. And she was using a book out of a cheap paperback. It was actually Danielle Steele, I think. You know, just almost newsprint paper, which you know is going to be very absorbent, and it's not something you want to do your art on because there's so much chemicals in it. Yeah, it's not going to last. But for this experiment, I thought it was awesome. Now, the next thing I want to try, since these paints, if the woman was right, and again, I'm getting all my information from somebody else. This is not my information. That these paints were designed to be used on rice paper, which from Japan is not at all unusual, right? But while we were in Australia a few years ago, I did buy some rice paper. Now it's really thin rice paper, but I'm gonna try it. And right now I'm using almost no water because I don't want it to bleed if I can help it. I need to make myself some little bit of room here because I'm going to work myself off the edge of the table. Yeah, I think I fixed my screw up. Well, it wasn't mine, it was the paper's, but I think it's going to work out okay. You like the flowers on this sheet music? Well, the only reason I did that was because I really wanted to find the crappiest paper I could find, and I think I succeeded. And I really just want this to be like a bunch of leaves down near the bottom. Now we're going to add some of the light green. I'm going to add it on top. And it appears as though on the Kuretake, I could add the light. This is probably, of course, that's dry paint down there. It wouldn't just all meld together, but probably on here it's going to, and that's fine. And I'm going to end up with a real puddle again, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, they are hardy stems, huh? Because I started out with that big ass paintbrush, and now I probably am not going to get off. But more than anything, I just wanted to see how the paint was going to react on the paper, and I've proven to myself that the Kuretake definitely does not create the puddles and create problems for you. So that's a good thing. That's a way good thing. And I suppose I could. I will do an experiment, not here on stream, because I'm going to call it a day here in a minute. But neither one of the women that I watched tried to. I guess we can do it now. What the hell? We got the paints out here. And I've got some little wet up here. I'm going to add some of the regular paint in with it, and I don't imagine it's going to hurt anything. Just curious. I'm not sure what I'm proving to myself here right now. I'll probably end up with great big warpage. It's going to be great for the BCB. Awesome. I mean, it's going to be really good. Because this is just like laying, I don't know how much you can see, but look at it. It's laying just as flat as it can be. Like there is almost zero warpage. Maybe up in here, where I've really laid on a lot of layers. But yeah, it's just amazing. So I'm really happy. Anything you guys want to see, or I do want to try, since I've got it all out. I did it on the black, and this is when the black is all dry, and it's doing kind of what I expected, I guess, to a certain extent. I can see it. Doesn't feel chalky, but yeah, you can use them on top of black. You're not going to get the vibrancy, but they definitely are there. It's not like they went away completely, right? So that's not horrible. And then what else did I get out? I wanted to try it on some rice paper. Now I think this is the Daiso paper. But anyway, when we were in Australia, we went to Daiso, and is this one? No, this is, I think Dee Dee sent me this. This is just some rice paper to use for calligraphy or whatever. But I chose to use, because this was super, super inexpensive. It seems to me, CB can correct me if I'm wrong, but they sold this specialty calligraphy paper, but it's rice paper. And they sold it in Daiso for practically free. But I also got another sheet out where, okay, here it is. 2 different kinds of rice paper. Carol TMT sent me this. And with rice paper, there's one side of the paper that feels like it's been waxed or something. And so you use your product on the other side of that. So this is the Daiso paper, and I'm just going to try it on there because if you're going to get warpage, it probably is going to be on the rice paper. But let's switch this out and get the Kuretake paints back because I proved what I wanted with the other ones. Let's just do the yellow this time. Now, if any paper was going to warp a great deal, it's going to be this. And that's why I wanted, because it said this paint is designed to work on rice paper. So, is Dee Dee taken off? They're opening a Daiso a couple miles away. Really, CB? Ugh. Ugh. That would be my doom. I'm going to try and make these a little bit bigger now. With what I consider to be a reasonable amount of water, okay? I knew they had Daisos in Texas. There's one in Dallas, which is only a, 6-hour drive for me. And if you've never been to a Daiso or don't know what a Daiso is, it truly is like a Japanese junk store. You can get $1 headphones there. In fact, I still have those dollar headphones, CB, and they still work beautifully. So that's funny. I like the colors too, Dee Dee. I really do. And look, I got so much wet that it went through the paper and left a wet spot on the table. Can you see how wet that is? Sopping wet. All right, let's. And this paper is actually designed for ink, I think. But I just thought, well, I have the rice paper. I might order some of that. What was it called? Edagami. I might buy some of that just to try it. Okay, CB, I'll try and be better about my stems not being horses. Okay, now that I didn't dip it in water, I just took paint. That's when you can tell that it feels like gouache. So now I'm going to have to add some little bit of water. Yeah, this is this time when I'm adding almost no water, it feels very much like gouache. But that is still wet up there on the rice paper. And look how that paint is absolutely staying put. It's not moving at all. And normally, if you introduce wet paint into wet paper, it's going to just suck it right up. Absolutely suck it up. So, yeah, I'm going to have fun playing with these. A lot of fun playing with these. Let's use some of this. They call it Mars Yellow, but to me it's Aussie Gold. I want to see how it's going to move if I start adding some detail into this wet paint up here. And I don't think it's going to move. I really don't. That makes it really unusual, you guys, just that behavior alone. If you've ever used watercolors, you know exactly. Here's a perfect example. Because see, this is still going through the paper. But see how up there where it's still wet, but it's almost like there's a barrier there that it, yeah, it's not smushing all the paint together. And I guess it is dulling a little bit as it dries, but yeah, definitely odd behavior. Daisos are fun. Very fun. Chances are very good you don't need 90% of the stuff that's, well, 99.9% of the stuff that's in a Daiso. Just saying. But they are fun little junk stores. Yeah, these are fun. I'm liking these. And you know what I really like? I actually like watercoloring on this rice paper. Even though the water goes right through, I think with practice, this could become very awesome. You can still see how wet it is. See how wet that is? But the colors are staying pretty much stay put. That's amazing. Amazing. And then the only other thing I got out that I wanted to try was that was on the really inexpensive Daiso rice paper. This is some rice paper that Carol TMT sent me. And I'm going to do the regular watercolors on it just to see. So the watercolors you think, well, maybe I should just, no. Okay, I'm going to use the same Daiso paper. Let's do like with like, so I know in my head that I can't make excuses for other stuff, okay? All right, so we're going to use, let me clean up that yellow because I really contaminated it. Now, I will admit, I think I'm using maybe a little bit more water this time. I don't know. What green? I guess it doesn't matter. I can use the same kind of greens. I need to make that flower a little bit bigger. And maybe on rice paper, the paint gets absorbed so quick because, like, look at that green where I got it up next to that yellow. It's not behaving like normal watercolors, so maybe the rice paper is going to make it behave differently, you know? I don't know. Interesting. But on this one, the water is actually leaching out into the paper. Almost look. Thanks, Hermie. The rice paper isn't buckling. This one has not that much, Goldie. Up there where it's still wet, but down there on the stems and stuff, no, there's not much buckle at all. Now this one, these were painted a little bit drier. Let me see if I can get some little bit wetter. But yeah, see this, the paint here on this rice paper isn't just taking over everything, which is, yeah, this is it, Goldie. This is with regular watercolors on the rice paper, same exact paper as this. And if you're going to use rice paper, just remember to work on the opposite side from the sheets that feel waxy. Now, I think when I put the Aussie Gold up on this one, well, it had to be wet because it's still sopping wet. I think this is going to straighten out when it dries. I really do. And I'm going to go ahead right now. Where's the Aussie Gold in here? I have Quinn. Yeah, we use Quinn Gold. I need some more of that too. Maybe we'll learn something about rice paper here. Because honestly, as saturated as this paper is with water right now, that should be just one great big blob of whatever the color mixture would be. So, yeah, that's a little unusual. These look like fall flowers to me. Okay, now see how, okay, now this is, and I almost have to attribute it to the difference in the paints. Okay, because I think the moisture level and everything was somewhat similar when I was doing these. These, when I did these lines, just to separate petals or whatever, just to add a second color, have stayed pretty separate and have not mixed with the yellow all that much. This one, they've almost disappeared. So I guess the behavior of the paints has not changed that much. On this one, it might have been drier. I don't know. Now, I know I can go back in when this is completely dry and add whatever those details I wanted. But what I really wanted to see was how the paints were going to behave under as much the same conditions as I could recreate, you know. But I know I can go back in and add detail later. But watercoloring on white rice paper is kind of interesting. I've not ever done it. And those ladies that I watched over the weekend, they did not paint on rice paper. One of them said she was going to get some origami paper, and I think I am too, just because I want to see the difference. But I think I have to order it from Japan, so yeah, I don't know. But I thought, well, I have the rice paper. I'll just try it. So I don't know. I'll give you my last overall opinion. I'm going to say that I really do like these paints. Surprise! And now that, you know, I spent money on them, so I wanted to like them. Will I order more? I don't know. I think I'm going to play with them the next few days. Terry, I'm going to do some crack art with them, I think. So I can work on top of them. You're watching 2 times, painting real fast. Okay, another thing I think I'll do. Okay, this was the Kuretake. This was the regular watercolors. Okay, I want to quickly, just because it's not uncommon that you would go ahead at this point in the process and paint in some sort of background. Okay, this is not completely dry yet, but for this garbage paper, it should be warped. But this one isn't really either, so I don't know. Nature of the paper, and plus it does have the wax coating on the back. But let's just mix up. Let's see if we like this color. I have a cheat sheet I could look. Yeah, this is as good as any. Just go in. I mean, I'm really going to saturate this paper now to the point that it's wrinkled. And because I'm not going to be able to be here long enough to watch this dry, I'll try and set this aside so I can show it next week. And because this is all experiments, I will not be posting anything to Instagram. And I don't know what I'll be doing next week. I never know until maybe the day before, and usually the day of. So, okay, now you can see how saturated that paper is. I literally got it wrinkled, and I'm going to end here. So I'm not even going to move this. To the best of my ability, I'm going to let this dry just like it is. And we'll see how. And I, at this point, I really don't know what I can attribute it to. If I attribute it to the rice paper and the wax backing or the paint itself, I may go ahead and do the same thing on the regular watercolor one, just to get a feel. But yeah, I definitely saturated this paper. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, that was a good color. Where you went over the leaves, it didn't move the green color. Interesting. See, CB, that's what the sort of things those ladies were talking about, that yeah, it won't just spread the paint out. So it is very interesting. Do you have these, CB? You'll order them. I'm as evil to you as Dee Dee is to me. But yeah, I may want the other ones now. But I'm going to spend this week playing with them. And try and do some more thick painting to see, like what the gouache effect is and stuff like that, Just get a better feel for it. But this is fun. This was fun to test this and check out my new, awesomely new stuff. But I can't move this. I'm going to let the wrinkles I'm going to let this do whatever it's going to do. She'll buy the others, just saying. Dee Dee, because you'll be calling me in 10 minutes saying, did you order it yet? Did you order it yet? Did you order it yet? Where are you going to store it? On the back of your toilet? Have you order it yet? You need to order that. Have you ordered it yet? I will have to buy it just to shut you up. Oh my God, poor Dee Dee. Hashtag, it's all Dee Dee's fault. So, I don't really want to encourage you guys to spend money. If you can afford it, fine. If you can't, save up, But I'm going to say that I really like these. And Starla, since you asked, I will make you one of these. All right, you guys. Excuse me. I'm going to call it a day. Again, thank you to all of you who participated in the postcard swap. That pile of postcards is so awesome. It just makes me happy that you guys are so freaking awesome. Hi, Dorothy. Bye, Dorothy. All right, you guys. I'm going to go let this dry and figure out what we're going to eat around here, because that's the next thing on the agenda. All right, you guys. If I don't see you before, I will see you Tuesday or Wednesday over at Dee Dee's. All right. Love you guys. See ya later. Bye.